Hi guys, this is GSMDome and I'm here with the iPhone 16, the basic model in blue. Let's see what's new this year from Apple. Okay, so first things first, obviously no charger in the box as usual, and the design is very similar with the predecessor down to the size, including 6.1-inch screen. Now, the Pro models have increased their diagonal, but the basic one hasn't. It's a very niftily infused color here. Actually, they infused the color into the glass back panel, and now the camera module is vertical. It's no longer oblique as it was till now. It gets a new CPU, the Apple A18, and gets a brand new button. This one here, it's a camera button. Aside from the action button, it already got before. Okay, so I fired up the phone and let's see what's inside the box. Sadly, this year they got rid of the stickers, so we're no longer getting stickers. We're getting a braided cable, USB-C to C, and a SIM key. Also in the box is available this little envelope with all the documents you need to find about the device. And that's it. No charger whatsoever. Okay, so let's get straight to the design. Now, the diagonal stays at 6.1 inches, just like the iPhone 15 before it. And I should probably also mention that the device is made of premium materials, even though not titanium. The colors it's available in is black, white, pink, teal, and ultramarine. We actually have here the ultramarine version. We have an aluminum frame, which is flat. We have a matte backside which doesn't draw fingerprints, and the back is covered with glass. It's a sort of corning protection, but the front side, the screen, is also covered with a special ceramic protection, a new generation, which is more resilient. The device is IP68 certified. It can be sunk up to 6 meters for up to 30 minutes in water. Once again, this is a ceramic shield glass, 2024 edition. It's a comfy and pretty grippy phone, easy to use with a single hand, which is always good news, and the dynamic island is still here. It measures 7.8 millimeters in thickness and weighs 170 grams. It measures 147.6 millimeters in length and 71.6 millimeters in width. It has the exact same thickness as the predecessor, and it's 1 gram lighter, while the rest of the sizes are pretty much the same. It's aerospatial aluminum, just so you know. It includes recycled aluminum. And supposedly the ceramic glass at the front side is 50% tougher than the one before and twice as tough as the other solutions on the market. Now, the screen you're seeing here, we're dealing here with a OLED panel, not your typical OLED. Okay, so let's get this downloaded in the meantime. As I said before, it's not your typical OLED. It's a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED with HDR10 Plus support and Dolby Vision. It's got 2000 nits of brightness and a resolution of 2556 over 1179 pixels. We have an 86.8 screen to body ratio here, and it can go down to 1 nits of brightness, but can also go up to 2000 nits of brightness. Let me just log in fast here. Okay, so here we are. The phone also comes with an Apple A18 processor inside, while the predecessor, the iPhone 15, had an Apple A16 Bionic present on the iPhone 14 Pro. The new chip is a 3nm unit, hexa-core, with a 5-core Apple GPU. It also has a neural engine, 16-core, which is meant for your Apple intelligence needs. Now, aside from that, it uses 30% less power, and the GPU is supposed to be about 40% faster than the one you got before. We did a bunch of tests and yeah, we have those. Okay, so here we are with some of the scores we achieved. The phone has 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigabytes of storage. There's also versions with 256 and 512 gigabytes. Now, aside from that, there's a 3561 mAh battery, an increase from the 3349 mAh of the predecessor. Actually, a 6.3% increase if you really want to get technical. Now, aside from that, we also have wire charging, which is achieved in 50% in 30 minutes. Apple hasn't revealed how fast the charge is, but we do know that there's 25 watts wireless MagSafe charging, up from 15 watts MagSafe charging of the predecessor. We also have stereo speakers, which is one at the bottom here, and the earpiece. We don't have any one here, any one speaker at the top. There's also no audio jack, and on the connectivity front, you're treated to Wi-Fi 7 this time. There's Bluetooth 5.3, GPS GLONASS, BDS Galileo, and QZSS plus NFC. Have a USB-C 2.0 port at the bottom, and the ultra wideband. The sensors include Face ID, accelerometer, gyroscope, proximity sensor compass, barometer, and the satellite SOS system. Finally, we get to the camera aspect. In this cutout here, we have a 12 megapixel camera with face detection autofocus and a special SL 3D sensor. There's f1.9 aperture, 4K 60 frames per second capture, HDR, Dolby Vision, and even 3D spatial audio capture with stereo sound. At the back side, the main camera has a 48 megapixel sensor, f1.6 aperture, dual pixel PDAF, sensor shift OIS. An interesting aspect is that you're getting 2x zoom from the main camera via crop, as if it were optical zoom. The other camera is a 12 megapixel shooter with f2.2 aperture, dual pixel autofocus, and allows you to take macro shots, 120 degrees, ultra wide of course, and then we have the LED flash here, dual LED, dual tone. The camera shoots 4K 60 frames per second capture, has Dolby Vision, HDR, and no, there's no 4K 120 like on the other model. Now, the camera interface has graduated to something new. There's something here called undertones, which can be set to amber, gold, rose gold, neutral, cool rose, but there's even more. These aren't your typical shots, they're more than that. So aside from standard, there is a vibrant, natural, luminous, dramatic, quiet, cozy, ethereal, muted black and white, stark black and white, and all of them can be tweaked from here, from this area, to mess around with the color, the tones, and the palette. Back to standard. Now, aside from that, let's see what else we have here. So we have your cinematic capture, which includes a sort of bokeh effect. We have the slow motion, we have the time lapse, and we also have video capture with something new. You can now pause while filming and then start again, which is pretty cool. Then we have the photo area, the portrait, the spatial capture for your Apple headset, and panorama. That's pretty much it as far as the options are concerned. And of course, I forgot, the button. The new camera button is here below the power button, and if you press it once, you'll trigger the camera. If you keep it pressed, you're going to trigger video capture. There's also a degree of pressing it that lets you do things like zoom in. But it feels very approximate till you get used to it properly. Just swipe on it. It's a capacitive button with a sapphire protection apparently, and it takes some getting used to, much like the Touch ID button when it first came out on the iPhone 7. Aside from that, I think it's time to talk about iOS 18. Okay, so iOS 18. Sadly, there is no Apple Intelligence available in the European market just yet, and in USA they should be out sometime in October. Now, Siri now has type to Siri, not just vocal command, and it's supposed to be more natural. We have ChatGPT integration into this device, and well, it can recognize objects much like Google Lens. All of that will be available with Apple Intelligence, but will come later, especially in the European market. Now, iOS 18 has some novelty, especially in this area here. I would call it the quick settings area, but you can call it the control center. You can swap straight to music or straight to connectivity. And now you're not just pressing Bluetooth here, you're pressing the whole array of connectivity options. Now, aside from that, there are some extras here. There's screen mirroring, put on hand, and the ability to find a code to scan. Plus, the flashlight now has increased control of this. You can change its brightness, and you can also change its angle and other settings, its intensity, and more. Okay, you can also tweak the look of the interface a bit more. So if you go here, if you go to edit, you can customize the looks, and you can make it light, dark, automatic, or tinted, and you can change the tint from here. It's the first time Apple has made this available, and there's also extra customization of this command center area, including the focus thing, and of course you can change your settings from here. You can change your shortcuts as you please. Aside from that, let's see what else. We have a passwords application. So if you want to keep your passwords at hand, they're here. You have your codes, your Wi-Fi passwords, your passkeys, everything you've logged into your Apple account with, and more. You can pick lock screen shortcuts. You can change the home screen. You can also change the shortcut colors. The calculator app is now smarter, like it was on the iPad last year. So this is the option, the new option we got. This is the basic calculator. This is the scientific calculator. And you can also swap to the maths notes, which basically includes note taking. When you're taking notes with the note application, you can record voice. The journal app lets you do journaling of your moods, and I'm sure there's more novelties here, but yeah. There's also a game mode when you're gaming, but you cannot control it, you can just activate it. And Safari does something interesting. So if you go here and press here, you can hide distracting items to focus on the text. It's not a reading mode, it just gets rid of all distractions from the screen. And yeah, you can also block applications with Face ID. Any application require Face ID, and I do mean any application, including third-party ones. That's pretty much it as far as the iPhone 16 is concerned. I'm not very convinced about the new camera button, but it's growing on me. I'll have to wait and see how things evolve and how the performance and battery deliver. That's it from GSMDome.com. Goodbye.